that Max Verstappen should be held accountable for Sergio Perez's struggles at Red Bull during the 2024 season. Meanwhile, David Coulthard has attributed Mercedes' lackluster performance this season to Lewis Hamilton, suggesting his influence may be hindering the team's progress. McLaren boss Andrea Stella has finally acknowledged Verstappen's mindset as a world champion predator. Welcome to F1 Real Time. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Max Verstappen's role in Sergio Perez's challenging 2024 Formula One season has come under scrutiny, with former team owner Eddie Jordan suggesting that Verstappen's influence extended beyond the track and into Red Bull Racing's driver decisions. Jordan claimed that Verstappen pressured team principal Christian Horner to retain Perez over other potential candidates, including outgoing Ferrari driver Carlos Sainz, a move that may have contributed to Red Bull's disappointing third-place finish in the Constructors' Championship. The 2024 season saw a sharp contrast between the two Red Bull drivers. While Verstappen clinched his fourth consecutive Drivers' Championship, cementing his dominance in the sport, Perez endured a dismal campaign, failing to secure a podium finish since April's Chinese Grand Prix. This performance gap left Red Bull vulnerable, allowing McLaren to secure their first Constructors' title in 26 years, with Ferrari edging Red Bull for second place. Perez's underperformance was glaring, finishing seventh in the drivers' standings and trailing Verstappen by a staggering 285 points. The Mexican driver faced mounting criticism. Despite signing a new two-year contract in June, media reports before the season finale in Abu Dhabi revealed that Perez would be replaced for 2025, with rising star Liam Lawson expected to take his seat. Eddie Jordan has reignited the debate over whether Red Bull made the right call in sticking with Perez for 2024. Sainz, a graduate of Red Bull's Driver Academy and Verstappen's former teammate during their Toro Rosso days, was a free agent last summer after Ferrari opted to replace him with seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Rather than pursuing Sainz, Red Bull doubled down on Perez, a decision Jordan believes was influenced by Verstappen's preference. Speaking on a podcast, Jordan said, "I'm embarrassed for Checo because I like the guy. He's a smashing person to be with. But are you telling me he's fighting for his place in the team for next year? I'd say not a chance. Still, I put some blame on the team, and I put some blame on Max. I know Max put pressure on Christian. He didn't want Carlos Sainz in the car. He wanted Checo because he knew he could beat him. And to be fair, Max needs to think about that. Christian has to think about that too. They'll deny it, but I believe it was easier to keep Checo rather than take a risk on someone who might deliver a Constructors' Championship." Jordan's comments come amid Verstappen's public defense of Perez, particularly during the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix weekend. Verstappen expressed his frustration with the intense criticism directed at his teammate throughout the year, describing it as very harsh. "I always worked really well with Checo. He's a great guy, honestly. It's very rare to have a teammate like him, who's good and also a nice person. Of course, some weekends could have been better, but people have been overly harsh. He's no idiot. He's always been a great driver. It's been a tough season, not just for him but for everyone in the team, because the car was sometimes very difficult to drive." Verstappen and Sainz's history as teammates at Toro Rosso has long been a point of intrigue. Their relationship during the 2015 and early 2016 seasons was marked by internal friction, with reports suggesting that Red Bull's management was hesitant to reunite the duo. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton's highly anticipated switch to Ferrari for the 2025 Formula One season has sparked debates across the F1 community. While many see this as a bold new chapter for the seven-time world champion, former F1 star David Coulthard believes Hamilton's departure was a blessing in disguise for Mercedes, enabling the team to focus on its future with a clear strategy. Ahead of the 2024 season, Hamilton activated an exit clause in his Mercedes contract, paving the way for a move to Ferrari in 2025. The decision sent shockwaves through the paddock, with Hamilton leaving the team that propelled him to 6 of his 7 world championships. At Ferrari, Hamilton will join Charles Leclerc in what promises to be a star-studded pairing, while Carlos Sainz departs for Williams. This dramatic move has reignited discussions about Hamilton's quest for a record-breaking 8th world championship, a feat that eluded him after the controversial 2021 finale in Abu Dhabi. Coulthard, however, believes Hamilton's legacy as a GOAT is already cemented, regardless of future successes. Many people reflect on 2021 and say the championship got away. But if you actually look at his career stats, he doesn't need an 8th or 9th world championship to be considered the GOAT. It's absolutely remarkable. Hamilton's departure left Mercedes with a significant void, but Coulthard sees it as an opportunity rather than a setback. With Hamilton gone, the Silver Arrows have promoted teenage sensation Andrea Kimi Antonelli to partner George Russell. Antonelli, widely regarded as one of F1's brightest prospects, has been fast-tracked to the top tier after a strong season in Formula 2. I think what has actually happened is Lewis has gifted Mercedes a solution. It was always going to come to an end at a certain point. The fact that he's chosen to follow the Ferrari dream came as a bit of a surprise to Mercedes, but now they've been able to plug in with Antonelli and build the future. It remains to be seen whether he steps up or not, but it's taken a massive issue away from Mercedes. The addition of Antonelli, combined with the proven talent of Russell, signals a new era for Mercedes. The team is focused on rebuilding after a challenging 2024 season, where they struggled to match the pace of Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari. Hamilton's final year with Mercedes was far from smooth. While he delivered standout victories at Silverstone and Spa, he suffered a heavy 19-5 defeat to Russell in qualifying head-to-head battles. Despite the struggles, Hamilton's time at Mercedes is defined by record-breaking achievements. He holds the record for the most wins, poles, and podiums in F1 history, alongside his 7th World Championship, which put him level with Michael Schumacher. He's a kind-mannered, gentle racer. He's not the sort to get in there and rough you up at all. So I think the legacy from that period of his career is a certain style and not overly aggressive. Meanwhile, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix provided a dramatic conclusion to the Formula One season, with McLaren sealing their first Constructors' Championship since 1998. However, the team's path to glory wasn't without its challenges, as a first-lap clash between Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri brought unexpected adversity. Oscar Piastri's race took an immediate hit when Verstappen's attempted overtake at Turn 1 spun both drivers out, forcing Piastri to the back of the field. Verstappen was later penalized for the incident, but the damage to McLaren's strategy was already done. Andrea Stella, McLaren's team principal, expressed his disappointment over Verstappen's aggressive approach. It felt unnecessary. When you have teams fighting for the championship, it's the pinnacle of the sport. That moment should have been about showcasing the efforts of an entire season, not unnecessary risks. Piastri himself added a touch of sarcasm when describing the incident, calling it the move of a world champion. Despite the setback, McLaren demonstrated remarkable resilience. Lando Norris led the race from pole position, while Piastri clawed his way back into the points, securing a crucial 9th-place finish. Stella credited the team's mental toughness for turning a precarious situation into victory. Adversities give you the opportunity to show your strengths. Oscar never gave up, and Lando delivered a flawless race under immense pressure. These moments highlight the maturity and resilience of the entire team. Lando Norris played a pivotal role in McLaren's championship success, showcasing his skill and composure throughout the weekend. Norris held off challenges from Ferrari drivers Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, whose combined efforts threatened to snatch the constructors' title away from McLaren. Lando was exceptional. He delivered a perfect weekend and stayed calm even when we presented him with difficult strategic options during the race. His performance, especially on the harder compounds, was unmatched.